Hello, everybody, and welcome to Underbite, a new veterinary dental charting platform. Today, I'm going to take you through a little bit of a brief overview of the features that we currently have and how to get started on our platform. So to start, once you sign up is very simple. You sign up with an email and then a password, and then you put in your clinic information. And then just like that, you're signed up. Every single sign up on our platform comes with a 2-week free trial. So if you want to try us out without paying, you can easily do that for 2 weeks, see what our platform's about, see if you like it, see if you don't, and go from there. Anyways, back to the tutorial. To start, we'll go up here to this account button in the top right, and we'll go to manage account. So this is where you can see your clinic information. As you can see, this is the clinic information that I put in. This is all filler. It is not real, so do not try to use that information for anything. But on this page over here, you can choose a clinic logo to upload, which will show up on your exported PDFs, which we will see later. For this demo, I'm not going to put in a logo, but I will show you once we get to the PDF where your logo would show up. Also down here in the account information section, as you can see, I have not confirmed this email. It is not a real email, so I'm not going to confirm it. It is just for demo purposes. But for you, when you have a real email, you will get an email confirmation on sign up, and then you follow the link through that email. You will want to check your spam folder. There is a possibility that it goes to that. But if you don't get that email, you can always go here and click resend. It'll send you another one, and you can do that process again. Also down here, the change password button, when you click that, it'll send an email to your email as well, so you can change your password from there. That's about it in the account section so far. We have plans to add more customization and just more to the platform, but currently that is all we have in the account management section. When you're first starting off with the platform, one of the first things you'll want to do is add a doctor. So you want to go to this Manage Doctors tab here. And as you can see, I already have one, James Smith DVM, but then we can add another one. We will just go with the suggestion here, one that I've used before, Jim Hines. So then right here in this button, you will click Add Doctor, and it will add the doctor for you. So now we have 2 doctors. Ideally, obviously, you will want to add all the doctors that you have at your practice, and that will be using the software. So when we get to the charting, each chart has a section to put which doctor worked on that chart, and then that will be printed off on the PDF. So that's about it. It's a very simple section right there. So we'll go back to the home, and then the next section we'll take a look at is add new patient. So this is where you go to add your patients. So I'm going to add one real quick. We will go with Marley, a canine. She is spayed, and we'll say Jim Smith. Or is that the doctor? Anyways, we'll still use that. Jim Smith, and then you'll click the add button. So then that will automatically redirect you here to Marley's patient page. Just a brief overview of this patient page. You can change any of the values, any of Marley's information right here, and click save, and it'll update that. And then you can also delete Marley right here. If you click delete, you'll get a little pop-up. If you actually want to delete Marley, you'd click OK. For this, I'm not going to delete her, so I'm going to click cancel. So then over here on the right, this is the bread and butter of the application. This is where the charts will be stored. If you have existing charts, they will show up here, but right now Marley has no charts, so there is nothing. You have 2 different options. You have create chart from scratch, or you have create chart from most recent. So creating a chart from scratch will basically create a completely blank chart. Pretty self-explanatory. Creating a chart from most recent means if a patient you've already done a chart for this patient, say previously, if you create a chart from the most recent, it will autofill all the values from the most recent chart that this patient has. So say this patient has had a dental done a year or 2 ago, and you want to just use everything that you already have marked on that old chart. You'd want to go create chart from most recent, and then the new chart will have all of those values already filled in on that new chart when you start editing it. And then if you have a patient like Marley that doesn't have any, even if you click this button, it will just create a chart from scratch. It will know that there are no recent charts, so it'll create one from scratch anyway. But here for this demo, I'm going to click Create Chart from Scratch, and it will automatically redirect you into the chart page. So same thing as the patient up at the top. If you want to delete it, there's a Delete Chart button. You click OK if you actually want to delete it, but I'm not going to delete it. So at the top here in the chart attributes or mouth attributes section, you have all of these attributes that you can easily mark using these little drop downs, the little check boxes, any of these that you want to mark. And then also on the right here, this is where you select the doctor who's working on this chart. Right next to the notes section, this is general notes for the chart. You can write them in there, and then it will show up. It will store with the chart. So then we move down here to the diagram. So this Marley is obviously a dog, so it generated a dog chart or diagram for us. So say we want to mark a tooth, you'll want to go over here and go on the highlighted tooth, say 204 here. We'll click that, and then you'll get a menu here on the right side so you can mark everything that you want to mark on that tooth. So say this tooth is missing, we could click here and it will mark it as missing, and as you can see, it will auto save and it will auto update the diagram. So as you can see, the tooth is now marked missing, which is filled in red. Say it's not missing, or say it's severely rotten, it will show up brown right here. So there are multiple ways that a tooth can be marked, not only with the fill in, but also with an outline. So all of these features down here, or all of these values down here, will mark a tooth on the outline. So say I mark the mobility as 2, as you can see 208 will now be outlined with that purple color. So you can mark multiple things on teeth. So say this one's severely rotten and I want to mark gingival recession on it. I can easily do that, and as you can see, it will be it'll be filled in and it will be outlined. So say this is all we want to do on this chart, and then we want to go to the PDF. So then we'll go down here in the bottom left to the Preview PDF button. We'll click that, and this will take you to the generated PDF. As you can see, I am using Chrome. There's a little bit of formatting issues that we're working through on the PDF preview page, but when it gets printed, there's no issues and it looks fine. It's just something that we are currently working on the back end. But as you can see, this is the chart that will be generated. On either side, you have little charts that have each tooth and then each section, and then if there's a value there, it will show up right there. And then you have a little legend in the bottom right hand corner to tell you what everything is, and then also a legend for the actual diagram on the left side. It also shows your clinic information in the top middle, patient and client information top left, along with the chart date. Currently, these dates are all server time. We are currently working on the update to make it local time for each clinic. But then also right here in this blank section would be where your clinic logo would go if you have one uploaded with us. So then the most important button here on this page is the Save PDF. When you click that, it will save you a PDF and it will automatically name it with the patient name and the time and the date. And then if you click into it, as you can see, this is the PDF that's generated. All the formatting stuff is obviously fixed and normal on this page. And then this is the PDF that you can save, upload into your everyday practice management system that you can send home with the client, that you can keep on file for your records. You can print it off. You can do whatever you want with this PDF. So that is about it when it comes to the charting. Everything else, as you kind of dig around and look into it, it's pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. So then if we go up here to the top left, you can see this little toolbar. So if I were to click here, it would take me back to Marley's page. Click here, take me back to the search patients page and home. But also say if I were to go back to Marley using this search function actually, which is the next thing that I was going to talk about, the search patients tab. If you search Marley, you can click there. And then if we go back into the chart, if you want to go all the way back to the home page right away, you can just click here. Easy to get around the application, super simple. But yeah, so what I just showed you was the search patients tab. Basically, you can click into it and you can search the database for all the patients that you have currently saved. The next and the last little section here on the main page is the create chart page. So you can create charts from the patient page, but you can also create them from this page. This page just makes it a little bit easier. So if you have a patient, say we'll do the same thing, we'll search up Marley. And then if I click on Marley, as you can see down here in the bottom left, it'll say selected patient Marley. The client is Jim Smith. And then if I were to click create a chart here, it will automatically create a chart for Marley from right here, and then it will redirect me to it. I will do it in just a second. After I explain, this little disclaimer at the bottom basically is saying that from this page, it will create a chart from the most recent if there is one. Say you have a patient and for whatever reason they have a most recent chart, but you want to create one from scratch, you have to do that from the patient page. But if you want to create from the most recent chart that the patient has, you'll do it from this page. Obviously, if the patient does not have a most recent chart, then it will just create one from scratch. But as you can see, if we create this chart, it will create one from the most recent one that we just made for Marley. So I'll click that, create a chart, and it will redirect us to that chart that just got created. And as you can see, the same values from the last chart are filled out. So if we go back to Marley here, we can see that there's two different charts. This was the one that we originally created. This is the one that we just created from the create a chart section. So say we want to, one cool feature on this is, so obviously right up here you can see the previously extracted little select box. So if you click that, basically if a tooth has been previously extracted, if you have the records and it says it's been extracted from a different clinic during a different dental, etc., etc., this is a little check mark that you can use. But also if you go down here to therapy and say we do a closed extraction, so filled in black means extracted, the little maroon outline means that a therapy is applied to it. So we have this then chart. So if we go back to Marley, and now we'll create another chart from the most recent, as you can see, that will automatically get changed to previously extracted so that you know that it was extracted on a different dental. This is a pretty cool feature, so you can keep track of the extractions that you've done, and then when you create a new chart, you don't have to switch them over to previously extracted, or it doesn't just stay as extracted. So then you're wondering, oh wait, did we extract this one in this dental or the last one? So there's no confusion. The chart will automatically know that that tooth was already extracted in a previous dental. So then back up here, so for example's sake, we will delete this chart. Basically in this little pop-up, you click OK, and the chart is deleted, and then we can go back here to Marley, and obviously there's still only two charts. We'll go through and we'll delete this chart as well, just for sake of example. And then Marley, that chart is now deleted. Say we want to delete Marley as a whole, so we will go up here and then click. Say really the only time this kind of section will be used is if you accidentally create a patient, or it's very, very slim chance that you'll probably use this. Most of the time you want to keep all your patient records there, even if they're not a patient with you anymore. But either way, it is an option. And so up here, we will delete Marley, and then as you can see, there's still a chart on Marley down here. But when we delete Marley, it will delete everything associated with Marley. And then we will go back to the search patients page and search Marley. And as you can see, no results come back. So Marley is now out of the system. So this is a very basic overview of the current Underbite functionality. We are always working to add new features and make the experience better and more streamlined for anybody using our platform. If you would like to give it a try today, you can go to www.underbite.app, and then you can sign up for a free 2-week trial on our platform. Give it a try, see if you like it. and then go from there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy using Underbite.